The untold story of Lionel Messi, the humble king who conquered the world with discipline and grace. In the small industrial city of Rosario, Argentina, on June 24, 1987, a child was born who would later become a global symbol of greatness. His name, Lionel Andres Messi Cucitini. He was born into a simple working-class family. His father, Jorge Messi, worked in a steel factory, and his mother, Celia Cucitini, was a part-time cleaner. They didn't have much, but they had something money could never buy: unity, humility, and faith. From the moment little Leo could walk, he wanted a ball at his feet. His grandmother, Celia, noticed his obsession early. She used to walk him to the local pitch and watch as the tiny boy dribbled past kids twice his size. She believed in him deeply and always whispered, "Leo, one day you'll make the world proud." But tragedy struck early. When Messi was just 10 years old, his grandmother, his biggest supporter, passed away. That loss hit him harder than any defeat he would ever face. And to this day, every time he scores a goal, he looks up to the sky, a silent tribute to the woman who saw greatness in him before anyone else did. The struggle begins at age 11. Messi faced a frightening diagnosis: growth hormone deficiency. His body stopped developing normally, and without expensive treatment, he might never grow to his full potential. The treatment cost $900 a month, far beyond what his family could afford. Most clubs in Argentina admired his skill but refused to pay for the treatment. They said he was too small to ever make it. Many would have given up, but not Messi. His father, determined to save his son's dream, sent tapes of Leo's skills to clubs overseas. Then, one day, fate came knocking. FC Barcelona saw something special. After a short trial in Spain, Barcelona offered to cover his treatment and sign him to their youth academy, La Masia. And in one of football's most legendary stories, his first contract was signed on a paper napkin at a cafe, because they didn't have official papers at that moment. That napkin changed football history forever. The quiet boy who let his feet speak. At La Masia, Messi was different. He barely spoke. He was shy, humble, and soft-spoken. But once the ball touched his feet, the silence turned into magic. Coaches said he didn't need to talk. His football spoke every language. Even as a teenager, Messi stood out, not for arrogance, but for discipline. While others partied, Messi trained. When others argued, Messi listened. He was focused, humble, and hungry. Those who knew him back then said he never disrespected anyone, never looked down on others, and never got carried away by praise. That calm, focused energy would become his greatest strength. Love and loyalty, the woman who stood by him. Before the world knew Lionel Messi, there was Antonela Roccuzzo, a young girl from his hometown. They met when Messi was just 9 years old. Antonella was the cousin of Messi's childhood friend, Lucas Scaglia. Even as a little boy, Messi admired her quietly. When he moved to Spain, distance separated them, but not their hearts. Years later, they reconnected, and their love grew beyond fame and distance. Unlike many football stars surrounded by scandals and distractions, Messi remained loyal and respectful. He never chased fame through relationships or controversy. He stayed true to one woman, the same girl from his neighborhood, the one who knew him before the trophies, before the glory. They married in 2017, and together they have 3 sons, Tiago, Mateo, and Ciro. Messi's life off the pitch is a reflection of discipline and family values. He spends his free time playing with his children, cooking with Antonella, and staying out of gossip. In a world where fame often corrupts, Messi's respect for women, loyalty to his wife, and quiet leadership make him a rare example of discipline and integrity. The rise of a legend. Messi made his first team debut for Barcelona at 17 years old in 2004. Within minutes, his teammates could see this was no ordinary talent. Ronaldinho, then the world's best player, took him under his wing and even told teammates, "This boy will do things we can't imagine." And he was right. Over the years, Messi shattered every record. He became Barcelona's all-time top scorer, La Liga's greatest player, and the heartbeat of the team. But what truly defined him wasn't just the goals. It was his discipline and humility. Messi never dived for attention, never fought referees, never sought the spotlight. While others celebrated wildly, Messi simply lifted his hands to heaven, always calm, always grateful. He trained harder than anyone, often the first to arrive and last to leave. He respected his coaches, even during disagreements. His teammates describe him as a silent leader, one who doesn't shout but inspires through action. The world takes notice. As his fame spread, Messi became a global icon. Yet he remained unchanged. While others flaunted luxury lifestyles, Messi lived quietly, often visiting his hometown, donating to hospitals, and funding children's charities. He built the Leo Messi Foundation, which provides education and healthcare for underprivileged children around the world. For him, giving back was not a show. It was gratitude in action. Even as endorsements and millions poured in, Messi's focus stayed on football, family, and faith. He avoided controversy, ignored insults, and chose peace over pride. The national struggle and redemption. For years, Messi's only pain was with Argentina. Despite his success at Barcelona, international trophies eluded him. He came close in 2014 World Cup, but Argentina lost to Germany in the final. 3 Copa America finals also ended in heartbreak. The criticism back home was cruel. Many called him unpatriotic because he played in Spain. The pain became so deep that in 2016, Messi announced his retirement from international football. But true champions never stay down. Within months, millions of fans begged him to return. And he did, not for fame, but for love of his country. Then came Copa America 2021. Messi finally lifted his first major international trophy with Argentina. He cried like a child, surrounded by teammates who lifted him high, chanting his name. That night, Argentina saw not just a player, but a hero who never gave up. The World Cup, the crown of a king. Then came Qatar 2022, the tournament that sealed his legacy forever. At 35 years old, when many thought his best years were behind him, Messi played with the passion of a teenager and the wisdom of a veteran. He scored in crucial games, led with calmness, and guided his team like a father figure. The final against France became one of the greatest matches in football history. When Argentina won the penalty shootout, the world cried with him. Lionel Messi, after all the struggles, heartbreaks, and sacrifices, had finally lifted the World Cup trophy. It wasn't just a win, it was destiny fulfilled. He was named the best player of the tournament, and that golden trophy became the symbol of his lifelong discipline and devotion. The family man and global ambassador. After the World Cup, Messi's humility remained unchanged. He didn't build walls of pride. He built bridges of love. He continued to thank God, his family, and his fans. Today, living in Miami and playing for Inter Miami CF, Messi is more than a footballer. He's a living legend. Wherever he goes, the stadiums fill with people of all ages, colors, and backgrounds, united by admiration. Even American football fans who never cared about soccer now wear his jersey. His influence has transcended borders. Off the pitch, Messi remains deeply private. He doesn't chase the media spotlight, doesn't involve himself in political debates, and doesn't disrespect anyone. His discipline toward women, fans, teammates, and even opponents continues to make him one of the most respected athletes on earth. His records, his legacy. Messi's list of achievements reads like a fairy tale. 8 Ballon d'Ors, the most in history. 4 Champions League titles, 10 La Liga titles, 7 Copa del Rey, trophy. 3 FIFA Club World Cups, 1 Copa América, 2021, 1 FIFA World Cup, 2022. 2 Golden Boots at international tournaments, over 800 career goals and 350 assists. Most goals for a single club. Barcelona, 672. And yet, when asked how he feels about being the greatest, Messi said quietly, "I don't need to be the best. I just want to do what I love and make people happy." That's humility in its purest form. The man behind the legend. What makes Messi extraordinary isn't just his talent. It's his discipline of character. He doesn't drink excessively. He doesn't party wildly. He doesn't disrespect women or indulge in public scandals. He doesn't speak arrogantly of rivals or opponents. He's a man who built his kingdom not on noise, but on quiet consistency. Messi's values, discipline, humility, loyalty, and love, have guided him through every chapter of his life. He's proof that greatness doesn't need drama. True power is silent, true fame is kind, and true legacy is built not on trophies, but on how you treat people. The lesson the world can learn. From a fragile boy in Rosario to the world's most admired athlete, Messi's story reminds us that discipline and humility can outshine natural talent. You don't need to talk loud to be great. You don't need to show off to be seen. You just need to stay true to your values, work quietly, and let your results speak. In a world full of noise, Messi remains a whisper that moves mountains, today and beyond. Today, as Messi enjoys the later years of his career, he continues to inspire millions. Young players look up to him not just for his footwork, but for his attitude. Fathers teach their sons about his loyalty. Couples admire his faithfulness. And fans across the world see in him a reflection of what it means to be great without losing your soul. He's the kind of man who can walk into any room with a smile, and you'd never guess he's the best in the world, because his humility hides his crown. Lionel Messi has taught us that real champions don't compete with others. They compete with themselves. They stay focused, disciplined, respectful, and consistent. And that's how they change the world. So when history remembers Lionel Messi, it won't just remember the goals, the dribbles, or the trophies. It will remember a boy who stayed humble, a husband who stayed loyal, a father who stayed loving, and a man who showed that fame doesn't have to destroy discipline. Lionel Messi, the boy who was too small to grow, yet became too great to ignore. He conquered the world without losing his heart, a man of silence, discipline, and grace. And as long as football lives, his name will live forever.